Hey guys, Jason here again. Last time in the pajero we got all the welding done that I know of. I've still got a wee bit of sealing up to do around here and stuff. I just need to stone chip it, and then now that I've got it all stone chipped, I do want to go over that and give it a wee coat of paint just to protect it, and then we'll wax it later on. But this time I'm planning on getting all the mechanical stuff done, or as much as I can get done this weekend. So we obviously had the rod out from last time. I did get the rod repaired. He said it wasn't too bad, it was usable for the time being, and he put a wee bit of silver solder around the wee leak. And then I need to take the viscous fan off because we're going to get in here and do the time belt and everything. And I have a wee box of goodies here. It did come with a lot of this stuff, but I did buy some of my own stuff as well. I did buy a full gasket kit with a head gasket and all, but we're not going to fit the head gasket, but we do have all the rest of the gaskets we're going to use. I have new anti-roll bar bushings front and back, heat exchanger so I can run this bad boy in veg oil, glow plugs. We have a new water pump that came with the car, time belts came with the car, there's a tensioner, new fuel pump seal, that's what's it called, steering idle arm that was found out last time that we had playing it, pardon me, a fuel filter, and then I've got 10 meters. Well, I don't know if it's 10 meters. I got a good length of hose here, can't remember how long it is. And that all means we can replace the fuel lines to the front to the back, and then do all our sweet heat exchanger, extra filters, rattle pump jobs. So let's just get started in this. Over the engine bay now, we do have a lot to squeeze into this time, so I'm pretty much gonna do like bullet points and just show you what I'm doing, because if I stood here with a camera in front of me this whole time, I don't think we'd get anything done, or if we did, it would be very long. So I'm gonna get this viscous fan pulled off, get the belts all pulled off. Viscous fan, I think it's just held on with these 4 bolts here. Get the belts all pulled off, and then we can get the engine set the top dead center, get the belt off, get the fuel pump off, and we're gonna do some sweet maintenance stuff. Just ready to pull the time belt off here. So we have the time mark lined up at the bottom down here, fuel pumps lined up, and the cams lined up. So just gonna relieve the tensioner here. Don't know what's going on with the crank bolt here as well. This doesn't look like it's the original crank bolt. It has like someone's been out with a grinder and cut the end off. Looks like it might be just a standard bolt and someone's made into a crank bolt, but we'll have to do a bit of research on that. I think there's a mark there, and that lined up with there, and that one there seems to line up with that one there. So our marks for the balance shaft are lined up anyway. Not a lot of clearance under there for the belt. There we go. One balance shaft off as well. So we now have a set of pullers on this here, and you bet your ass it's gonna fall off multiple times before we get it right, but let's see how we go. There you go, first time it's already off. So annoying. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. And now I have it moving. Maybe I'll use the power to ratchet on it, but it almost feels like that one there is going to fall off any second. Yep. And I'll keep on struggling with this here, and I'll get back to you when I actually have it off. I was having shocking amount of trouble with those other pullers, but I found this one. I remember I got this in the scrapyard a while ago, and it seems to fit on here, and it actually is doing the job way better than the other one was. So we're nearly at the point now where we have one pulley off. The second pulley is going to be an absolute nightmare, I think. This balance shaft pulley is doing my tits in. I cannot get it off. I've already chipped this edge here, and the back edge here was already chipped from someone else trying before. So I've tried heat. I can't get a puller on it because there's not enough material on the sides to get the puller on. So I'm just gonna take a wee break from that, and I'm gonna work on the brakes, and then come back to that there and have a wee think about it, because I'm just wasting time now. So yeah, I'm gonna start on this passenger brake and see what's going on. Well, it's probably pretty dark in there for you, but it's the best I can get, and I'll get this out first. Fingers crossed it's just a slider pin to these, and the brakes are, the calipers are okay. I'm going to replace these pipes probably because they do look crusty, and they're only a wee short one anyway. Right. Oh, it's tight. Slider pins are definitely seized anyway. Get a hammer. Go. Doesn't look like that pipe was going to survive anyway. Brake pads have a good bit of meat on them. I'm just going to give them a wee clean, put them back in again while flap wheel that lip off the disc. Oh yeah, they're pretty much new. Right, I'm gonna clean these discs up first. Basically gonna put the flap wheel on, turn it like that there until that wheel lip's gone. Now I have the caliper off, sitting on the bench. First thing to do is replace this pipe here. So we'll make a new one out of copper. Hopefully. Did I make that too short? That should be okay. I'm sure we can figure that out. Probably should have flared it before. We'll see. What's it, 6 mil or 5 mil? Don't think it's, yeah, it's 5 mil. So put that there like that. Not the brand new brake pipe, I think, to get the rest of this job done, but we'll see how we get on. Might just have enough to do that one line. We're a bit screwed if we have to do the back lines, but we'll see. And I forgot to put the nut on. Good job that I've only done one side. This is typical. I don't know how many times I've done this and forgot to put the nut on. Right. Okay, now, so I've now made this pipe here. Not really very happy with this bend, but it's the same as the other one. So I'm going to pop the piston out here, hopefully. Hopefully all's good. Woo!
He denied it, but when asked if he'd made it collect, he went no comment. Nice.
So it looks like someone's replaced this piston in the past. It's quite good, apart from the top here, where the seal doesn't sit anyway. The seal sits down there. So I think if I clean this up here, well, pop it back in again, make sure everything's all clean, and we'll have one side ready to go. So I've got this all cleaned up inside here. I did pull the seal out just to clean up around it in case there's any rust around it. So I'm going to pop this back in, pop the piston back in, and we can start reassembling. Oh, finally. So that's that back together again. I now need to clean up in this hole. Right, time to go back to the car again. It's now time to start reassembling this all. Like that. And I sanded the pads down. They were just a wee bit glazed looking, so look at the meeting them. Probably if you're charging something for this here, you probably would change it, but or not, and it'll be fine. Right, one in, and then this one. Just put a wee bit of copper grease around the ends there, and then pop. There we go, and then like that goes on there, like that. And these wheel pads, but we'll put a bit, first of all, we'll put a bit up on the pad, and then we'll put that back on again. The grease will hold that on. Make it look like I've done something for the MOD. Not that I haven't done something, but there we go. Should have bought a rag with me. And no grease on this. Pop this one out here. Even though this is really good, this bottom one, but we'll grease it up anyway. I'd like to clean that. That's like pretty much a new slider pin in that there. Where around was that? It doesn't matter. Right, now we can hopefully slide this on nice and easy. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a thing of beauty right there. Gonna go clean this bolt up a second. So I'm also gonna grease this bolt here, because it does go through the center of that slider pin, and it'll stop them seizing together. Right. And then pop a brake line in. go. One caliper done. I'll just do the other side first before we start bleeding them up. Happy days. Right, I don't think you need to see me rebuild the other caliper, but I will come back when I'm doing the brake line. I have all the same stuff done to this side now, and I'm pretty sure that someone put new pistons in this here probably before it went off the road. But it's all freed up now. I read a new line and everything, so now we're going to replace this line, and all that does, it comes from the brake master cylinder down. So I'll get that pulled off and then we'll make a new one up, and that'll be the brakes done hopefully. I need to go over to the other side and just clean up the brake pipe a bit more and paint it, because it's not rotting through. Pardon me, it's a lot better condition on this side. Yeah, let's get this taken off. So this is a brake pipe here. It would have been nice to replace these flare nuts, but I don't have any left, and I've cleaned these old ones up and they're going to do the job. So it's not really that long. It's a real shame because the only bit bad is the bit that actually comes out of the engine bay. But we should have just enough left with a wee bit extra to remake this. I'm going to flare it first. Right, there's one side flared. That'll be the one in the engine bay. So it comes down like that. And then kinks over there. So close enough there, close enough. Do a loop. Definitely have to buy more brake pipe now. Goes up around. Right, the engine bay down and then there. Doesn't leave a lot of brake pipe for stock, does it? Whew. Don't forget to put this on. Kind of enjoy doing this, you know. Nice. Nice. One brake pipe. I'm gonna have to go get that a bit more, but right, let's go put it in the car. There we go. Nice copper line going down there. Connects into this brake hose adapter, and we're all set. What do I do now? I really should go back and try and get that balance shaft pulley off. I don't understand why it is on so tight, but we're gonna have to just try and persist and get it off. Hopefully it doesn't take me too much. So I heated it up for about 10 minutes, got it really hot, and finally got it off. So we now have a bar crankshaft. We can get to that oil seal, but what I'm gonna do now is just clean this whole area up before I even bother starting changing oil seals. That's all lovely and clean now. I did pop a screwdriver in the side of that there and pop the oil seal out. So time to pop the new one in and we'll be flying. So I'm going to just basically put that onto the shaft, use the socket and push it on. Shouldn't, well, I'll try to do it with the camera, but it might be hard. Don't know if you'll be able to see anything or not, but we'll try it out. Just gonna put a light skim of grease around it as well. I know I said I was going to use that socket, but I didn't think about the shaft poking out, so. Beautiful. First seal done. Right. I think that kit came with seals for the balance shafts as well, so I've replaced them as well. May as well try and stop as many oil leaks as possible. But that's the first seal in anyway. It's next day now and I'm just cracking away at these oil seals. So I have this balance shaft oil seal off now and the one down here. The one down here looks like it was leaking. This one looks like it was just about to start leaking. So this one here seals in a wee bushing, and that one there just seals in the wee shaft. So I'll get them oil seals popped in now, and then we'll get the crank done. Or not the crank, the camshaft. We can start putting everything back together again. No, sorry, I need to do the water pump. Yeah. So we'll get that oil seals done, and then we'll be back. So I have the cam seal in now. It does look like I pushed it in a wee bit deeper than it originally was, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Next up is a water pump. I've already taken the bolts out of this here, but you have to take the power and steering pump off to get the water pump off, so that's my next job. That wasn't too bad, and there's 3 bolts holding that on. I now have taken this off as well, so it's just a bracket for the alternator. So all these bolts are out now, and in theory this should just pop off, but it probably hasn't been off in 35 years, so now will it come off? Pretty sure it came when you were ring, so I'm not too concerned about destroying that one. There we go. Oh yeah. Right. There we go. Back over the bench here then with the water pump. Thankfully the gasket kit I bought came with water pump gasket, because the one that came with it was broken. Oh yeah, look at that. Whew. She's manky. So I'm pretty much just gonna clean this up. Now we're gonna clean it. Oh my god, look at that. Ew. Yeah, that's a lot more presentable. Probably should order a new one at some stage, because this looks fairly thin there, but it will get us away for now. I don't think it's rotten through, so we'll be flying. Right. So this is our new water pump here. Everything looks the same. Unfortunately, we're going to have to put the same thermostat back in because I don't have one, but it was working, so fingers crossed it'll be okay. I'm going to reuse the old gasket because the one that came with this is slightly smaller, and I feel like this one's better, so I'm going to bog this one on, and we'll put the thermostat back in and we'll be mint. We don't want to nip that up too tight. I was literally just about to bring this pump over to the car, and I was like, wonder if these are tight, and the screws that hold the water pump together are both finger tight. That's not good. Not good at all. Right, so I might put a wee bit of bog in that there as well, now that we'll have it apart anyway, because I don't like that one bit. Next up, we need to do the O-ring on this pipe here. So there's the old one, and there's the new one. The new one actually looks smaller for some reason. Yeah. Well, I've cleaned up what I can get at that there, so as bad as it was. Slap a load of grease around it first. There you go. Next up is the gasket for the water pump. I have cleaned this whole area up as best as I can. I got a knife blade just to make sure. Wipe it down with a clean rag, so give it a fighting chance of not leaking. Okay, so where exactly what I got? Alright, so we're starting to take shape now. Kind of feel bad about not cleaning these bolts up. So I'm gonna just start cleaning them up one by one. But you get the idea, I'm gonna put these bolts in now and then start putting it all back together. It's really hard to record any of this here, what's going on, but I'm gonna start putting these Woodruff keys back in again. Now I've got the water pump on. You can see on this one, I don't know, there's a wee step on it, so it's slightly worn. So I'm gonna put that on the balance shaft side, because I'm not really gonna, I don't think I'm gonna put the balance shaft belt back on again. And we'll see how we get on. I do have a belt there for it, but apparently it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference if you leave it on or not. And I don't know if it's gonna free up any horsepower or not, but it'd be nice if it did. Right, I'm back. The reason I couldn't get that Woodruff key in is because there's a wee sleeve on the inside where the oil seal sits, and it was just slightly ajar, so I got that sorted. So now I'm going to start putting this timing gear pulley on, or not timing gear though, what's it called, the balance shaft pulley, and hopefully it goes on a lot easier than it came out last time. So far so good. Let's go to the top. Oh yes, look at that. That did not move like that before. Okay, that's one. That goes on like that. Right. And then we have our main one. So I'm going to clean up as well. There we go. What a pain to be alive, that is. Looks very lot. This isn't the right timing belt, is it? Why? Look at the length of this thing. Right, so the wrong timing belt is in the box. So my bad, this belt is actually the right size. I don't know what I was thinking. But one thing we do have is the tensioner that came with it, which I thought was the new tensioner for the time belt. It's actually a new tensioner for the balance shaft. So I'm just going to refit the balance shaft belt now. I've got a new belt and a new tensioner, because the main reason I wasn't going to do it, because this one is pretty pretty done, but we'll fit this, we'll fit the balance shaft belt. May as well do it now, I have all the new bits. I would show you this here, but it's going to be quite hard to even show you, so I'm just going to bladder away here and then I'll just give you a wee overview when it's done. And now I have the tensioner and the belt on for the balance shafts. It's all tamed up, it's all nice and new, brand new belt, brand new tensioner. That's all mint, so I'm happy enough with that. This here, the tensioner for the timing belt, I don't have a new one. This one here, there's no noise out of it, there's no play out of it. These bearings are good. And I've got a second one too, and it's quite good as well, but I think I'm going to use this one here. Right, we'll have this timing belt on now. Everything looks all good. I've rotated a few times to make sure the timing marks keep on lining up, and we're flying. So I have to take this pulley off. I had to order belts for the alternator and the power steering, so we can't put them belts on right now. But I'm going to put the timing covers on, and then we'll be done with that there, and then we're going to start the fuel system. That's the timing covers all back on, the fiscus back on, the bottom pulley back on. So that's all ready for them belts when they arrive. So I've also put the glow plugs in because I had the glow plugs out to rotate the engine, so 4 new glow plugs are in. I need to wire them up still. Next up is the fuel system then. At the minute I've got a filter here off a Ford Ranger. I have an N9 filter here and a wee rattle pump down there. My plan for this here is the original coolant bottle overflow tank used to sit there. I'm going to relocate that to here. Oh, to here. This is where the tank used to be for the washer jets. I don't need them. Not the washer jets, the headlight jets. We're going to bung them. Hopefully no one noticed the MOT. So I'll drill the spot wells out of this here, put it on here, get that in there. That means we've got a big area here to put the heat exchanger, the pump, and we're going to relocate the filter somewhere. This is where the original filter housing. So I'm going to basically try and adjust this all, and then I'll come back and show you. I've been taking away at this, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So first of all, I relocated the expansion bottle into there. That's a good job. It's all nice and tidy. I then made this wee table, so it bolts on here and 2 rib nuts. This is about a 3mm plate, and then there's a rod comes over here, and then that kind of takes any wobble out of it. And we'll have my heat exchanger. That's going to sit on there like that. And then we'll take the hose from the block straight into here, out of here into the what's it called, thing for the inside, heater matrix, and then we'll come straight up into a sausage filter, like a pre-filter, into a pump which is going to sit here. It's going to sit there, out of the pump into the heat exchanger, out of the heat exchanger into the filter, then filter into the actual injector pump. So I'm going to tinker with that now. I'm pretty stoked. This is going to work out pretty well. Everything looks tidy and the bonnet closes, so this is kind of hectic because it's the only heat exchanger I have, but it's going to work. It's going to do the job I need to do. Just doesn't look as nice and tidy as the rest of it, but I kind of tried to tidy it up as best as I could. Made a start on getting these mounted then. Have we clamped to hold the heat exchanger? That's bolted down, and this is going to be for the pre-filter before the pump. So that whole assembly is pretty much done. I need to take it off and paint it and stuff, but start to measure up for hoses coming from the block to the heat exchanger, then the heat exchanger to the heater matrix, and try to press the hose on and snap the tail off. So how well the new tail onto this here. So hopefully that doesn't leak. It looks pretty good, should be fine. So I'm going to get that screwed in now, and at least to be able to do one hose, and then we can continue on with the other side. So I didn't get as much done this weekend as I thought I was going to get done. I did get all the timing gear in, which is good. We got that all put back together, so that was a big thing I wanted to get done. We got the water pump on, glow plugs are in, and they're all linked up. The glow plug relay, there's a problem with this here, and someone's ran a wire across before as ignition live, and I got that working, so I can push a button and make the glow plugs work. So I'm happy enough with that as well. I did get the fuel filter mounted. This is a different one off a Ranger. We have the heat exchanger mounted, we have the fuel pump mounted, and we have the filter going to go here. We relocated the coolant reservoir or expansion bottle, so this is all starting to come together. This is kind of piped up loosely, so this is the feed to it here. Comes out of here. We made that fitting up to go up to here. It goes in this side, out this side, back into the heater matrix over here, and we'll have to get a bit of hose out of work for that. I do have a bit of 5/8 heater hose in work sitting there waiting for me to make that wee connector up. I then will put the fuel in this side and out this side. So yeah, we're going to get we need to get a lot done still. We need to get the new fuel lines and everything around, but that's easy. So all the big jobs are done around here. The belt should be arriving shortly, and we can get cracking on. Let's have this thing running again shortly. I think I'm gonna call it quits for this time. Because it's Monday night, I want to get this uploaded on Wednesday probably. So I'm gonna take this whole wee bracket thing off camera and round all the corners off, get it painted black so it's ready to go back in again. And yeah, all I can say is thanks for watching, guys, and join me next time where we'll do some more work on this here. It's one step further to getting back on the road again. Oh, we got the brakes done as well, I forgot about that. So actually it's pretty good progress, I suppose. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.